Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at Jon Bon Jovi, the ultimate Jon Bon Jovi, from the Slippery When Wet era of the band. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at NECA Toys, who surprisingly took a break from making Aliens and Predators to bring us this. I mean, seriously, I can't believe it's not an Alien or a Predator or something they already have a license to. I'm totally okay with this. Variety is good, people. And getting more gargoyles out is also good. But, you know, they're not Aliens or Predators. So, what are you going to do? That said, before I go on a rant on how I hate this company for being as uninteresting as paint drying on the wall, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Mr. Jon Bon Jovi has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a couple extra hands. If I can get a hold of the extra hands. There we go. So he's got clearly a fret in hand for his guitar, and then he's got another kind of grip hand for the guitar. That's cool. He's got an alternate face plate, which looks kind of horrifying, but he's got his mouth open there. So we can sing that iconic line, what is it? It's not Shot Through the Heart. It's not Dead or Alive. What's that other song that's like insanely popular? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue here. I'm sure it'll come to me. I'm kidding, of course. It's Living on a Prayer. Jeez, I'm not that stupid. He also comes with his guitar, which, truth be told, I didn't know he played guitar. I always thought that Richie Sambora was the only guitar player in the band, which we need a Richie Sambora, like underrated guitar player, seriously. I know everyone loves to jerk off to Sweet Child of Mine from Guns N' Roses, but Richie Sambora, come on, man, undeniable. But we got a guitar here with a strap. It's a rubber strap that is a little bit articulated. You can bend it. It's got little pin joints here and here. Makes it a little easier to get on him. And then we also have a microphone with a mic stand. Unfortunately, you can't take the mic out. That kind of sucks. Oh, mine's got a little teat on the top there. Whatever. It's going to have it too. That said, why don't we take a closer look at Mr. Jon Bon Jovi, because this is actually, not going to lie, one of my favorite figures of the year, I think. This is fun, man. I like fun, wacky, shiznit stuff like this. Not only am I a fan of Mr. Jon Bon Jovi, but both my parents were, and still are, and my girlfriend is, and, you know, this guy kind of lives on in infamy as just being an iconic individual. You know, the music aside, which some hardcore bangers, like Shot Through the Heart is a hardcore banger, in my opinion. But, you know, the guy has done a lot in his life. So, you know, I think it's high time he got his due in figure form. I know there was like a Staction way back in the day, but this is an articulated figure. And what I really expected those McFarlane Music Maniacs to be more like. Some like this. Or, God forbid, the Super 7 Ultimate music icons, you know? Not borderline Stactions, because somebody's out of touch with what modern society wants. Kind of sounds like the 2024 election. I'm not going there! But, either way, as far as articulation on this guy goes, he's got a double ball peg on the head. Moves all around. Shoulders will go out. The right angle. Back down, forward and back. He's got the scarf and this kind of ascot neckerchief thing going on, so you got to be mindful of those. A single bend in the elbow. It also has rotation. We'll say I think you can get 90 out of that. Let me bend that again. Yeah, you get about 90 out of that. Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. Got a bit of a grip hand here, and on this hand he's actually got a guitar pick, which is freaking awesome. So that is the hand I am going to use. Let's especially since I'm going to pose him with his guitar. He's got a diaphragm joint. It does rotate a little bit there. Does crunch back and forth a little bit, tilt side to side. And he does have a waist joint as well. That is also a ball joint. I don't know. Look at that. It's like way up here though. That's kind of weird. Huh. It gives me a Urkel vibe. Did I do that? Hips will kick out. That far. Kick forward and back as much as the diaper will allow. It's got a thigh cut all the way up in the hip area there. It's got a knee swivel, which works better when you bend it, but he's got a single jointed knee. He's got this little dangly thing here, so be mindful of that. He actually has a boot cut, which is surprising. And he does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker. So, really solid. Oh, and he has peg holes at the bottom of the feet if you need to put him on a stand. But he stands okay. He is wearing some pretty hardcore boots there. He's got a whole head of hair. But, yeah, I love this figure. This figure's awesome. Not only do I have a lot of nostalgia for Jon Bon Jovi and this particular era of the band, but also, you know, he's not just known for the music, or even the guy himself. His music's been used, like, all over the place. Like, in memes, even, that young whippersnappers know about. And, you know, the guy is just, he's an icon outside of music. So, you know, props to him. Props to NECA for making something freaking different instead of just the same crap over and over. Like, the only gargoyle they put out this year so far is a variant of one I reviewed last October. Like, really? Come on, man. Even the D&D line seems kind of dead because they haven't even put out that wizard guy they showed 2 years ago. So, yeah, NECA's kind of in the toilet for me, but this figure gives me hope that they're going to do something different. Something. Be nice. I'd like to see more music icons. I'd like to see him do that Number of the Beast Eddie, but not make him a staction piece of garbage. Like, that would be awesome. As well as the Freddie Mercury. I would get both of those in a heartbeat if they weren't stactions. Because who's buying that? I mean, really. So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Jon Bon Jovi alongside a couple of Super 7 Ultimates from the rock and roll and heavy metal scene. We have Mr. Cliff Burton, the late great Cliff Burton, unfortunately, from Metallica, yeah, oh yeah, as well as the late great Lemmy Kilmister, unfortunately, from Motorhead. And the reason I brought these guys out is because NECA really hasn't done a lot of music figures in this scale. The only other one I can think of from recent years is the Misfits Fiend, aka the Crimson Ghost. Other than that, the Super 7's pretty much the dominant force in bringing 7-inch scale music icons like this. So, yeah. What are you gonna do, man? Getting these two out of here. I will say I fully support NECA making more music icon figures like good old Jon Bon here, but they're too busy making Aliens and Predators, I guess. Said we have the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith and the infamous K11 Spawn. Our two regulars, of course, and I'm curious. Nope, even with his tall arse 80s hair, good old Al Simmons is still towering over everyone. Maybe not by much, but he's still taller. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and this may seem crazy to some, if not all of you, but I have to say that good old Jon Bon Jovi, the Slippery When Wet edition, from the fine folks over at NECA Toys, is by far one of my favorite action figures of 2024 thus far. And while we're only halfway through the year, they haven't done jack squat for gargoyles, so this guy might actually land a spot for NECA on my top action figures of 2024 video if I decide to do that is, because as of the time I'm recording this video, I haven't even done the 2023 one yet, so maybe I should stop dilly-dallying and get around to doing that. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, you give love a bad name. Yay! I'll catch you guys later.